Hello, students. I hope you all are fine. Today, we are going to discuss Robinson Crusoe characters only, and then next video I'm going to make on story, right? So, here characters we are going to discuss and author, right? So, let us see. First of all, uh, Daniel Defoe, right? So Daniel Defoe, his duration is 1660 to 1731, right? And he was an English novelist, journalist, merchant, pamphleteer, and spy. Versatile personality, right? One person, he is novelist, journalist, merchant, pamphleteer, spy, right? So definitely he must be very influential and very versatile personality. And two three things we should know about Robinson Crusoe and Daniel Defoe, means about novel and about author. First thing is that he is most famous for his novel Robinson Crusoe, very famous novel. And can you believe that Robinson Crusoe was published in 1719? You can easily remember the year 1719, right? So it was published in 1719, but what is important, which is claimed to be second only to the Bible in its numbers of translation, means Robinson Crusoe was or is translated into many languages, right? And that is the record. It is said that that's a after Bible, means Bible is translated into many languages, but after Bible Robinson Crusoe was translated. So it's amazing thing that Robinson Crusoe is and was read by so many, right, readers. He has been seen as one of the earliest proponents of English novel. That is second thing, that he was one of the proponents of English novels and helped to popularize the form in Britain and others such as Ephra Behan and Samuel Richardson. That is another thing which we should know. Then Defoe wrote many political traits, was often in trouble with authorities because he used to write political traits and political tracts and spend a period in prison. So he has to spend some time in prison. And next important thing is intellectuals and political leaders paid attention to his fresh ideas and sometimes consulted him. It's a big thing that because he was an intellectual fellow, so other intellectuals and leaders used to meet him for getting fresh ideas and sometimes consulted him. So these are the important thing, that Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe was translated into several languages, and he was the earliest proponents of English novel, and he was a very versatile personality. That's why intellectuals and political leaders used to meet him for fresh ideas, right? So this is very important. Note we should remember about the author. Now, Daniel Defoe was a prolific and versatile writer, we had already discussed, producing more than 300 works. That is also fourth thing. First thing is that uh, that's a Robinson Crusoe was read and translated by translated into many languages. Number two, he was the earliest proponent of English novel. Number three, he was very intelligent. That's why intellectuals used to meet him for fresh ideas. Number four, that he has written more than 300 books, right? Like that's a he has produced more than 300 works, in which books, pamphlets and journals are there on diverse topics including politics, crime, religion, marriage, psychology, and supernatural. These are the subjects, means in almost all direction he talked. He gave his opinion. He has written, right? And he was also a pioneer of business journalism and economic journalism. That is also very important thing, because he was the pioneer of business journalism and economic journalism. So that's a author was very talented, and that's why he has imagined such a beautiful plot, and that plot is converted into the novel named Robinson Crusoe. Now, this page I have added, but before reading about this, I would like to tell that theory. There are different theories. Some say that it's not, like timeline does not match with Robinson Crusoe. That's with the time of duration, time of when Daniel Defoe was writing Robinson Crusoe. So that don't believe, what I mean to say, that before reading, don't believe 100% that Robinson Crusoe, the idea of Robinson Crusoe was taken from this person. But then yes, some theory says that uh, Robinson Crusoe was influenced by Alexander Selkirk. So we will see who was he. A Scottish sailor and notorious hothead, Alexander Selkirk's story was long held to be the inspiration for Defoe's Crusoe. It is said that it was the inspiration for Daniel Defoe, and then he was able to write, able to imagine, because he has seen Alexander Selkirk's life, and then he has thought about the plot Robinson Crusoe. Anyway, Selkirk worked as a naval officer aboard the Clinkpots under Captain Thomas Stradling. In September 1704, after expressing doubts about the ship's seaworthiness, Selkirk was marooned on the Juan Fernandez island, islands off the coast of Chile. Selkirk lived on the desert island before being rescued in 79. Means 74 to 79 he had to spend time in an deserted island, and when he in 79, when he came back, so he received a hero's welcome upon his return home. It is said that Abhinandan welcome, you can remember. However, story was Abhinandan's when he was rescued from the Pakistan. You know that who is Abhinandan, a soldier I am talking about. But then Captain Abhinandan, that's a welcome, you can imagine, right? Now, word of his story spread throughout Europe, particularly in England, Defoe's home turf. So that is why Daniel Defoe influenced, because that's a Alexander's Selkirk's story was spread, especially in England, and then uh, this idea, this plot was taken from Alexander Selkirk's story by Daniel Defoe. It is said that theory says that. So I have added this page, and I would like to, actually I wanted to tell you that who is Alexander Selkirk, right? So that is just for your knowledge. Now moving ahead, now first character, very important character of the novel, Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is an adventurous spirit, right? Because he he does not follow his parents' advice, and then he ignores, and that is why his soul, his spirit was an is an adventurous spirit who ignores his father's advice to stay at home and enjoy the middle station in life, and he wants to enjoy different station in life, right? Middle station. And instead, he goes to sea and experiences many adventures, including a 28-year stay on deserted island. And that's why he was able to spend 28 years, and some texts say 27 years. It's actually 27 years, and he spent 27 years in a deserted island. While he is not the classic hero, he possesses many admirable qualities, right? He was not experienced. He does not come from that atmosphere, or nurturing was very cozy, very normal. But then he possesses many admirable qualities, including persistence, courage, inventiveness, right? So these are the different qualities, right, which he possessed. When his ship sinks on his first voyage, he resolves to continue pursuing his dream of a life at sea. Actually, two friends, when they go together, and then when first voyage, in his first voyage, it was the ship was sunk. Then friend drops the idea and he goes back to home, but this person continues the the life, the voyage, right? And he learns the skills to survive when he is cast ashore on a remote island. And then he learns different kind of skills to survive, right? And he spends time in isolated island. When cannibals visit the island, he summons he summons the courage to rescue their hostages, and he fights with cannibals. That is very unusual, right? And then, despite Crusoe's admirable virtues, he possesses other less desirable qualities. Actually, Daniel Defoe has balanced the novel, and that's why this novel is very much famous, because he does not talk about utopian society or utopian person. That's one very what we can say, that is a hero, and that's a very full of virtues and ideal person. No, he talks about some other side of the coin also, right? And he says that he possesses other less desirable qualities, and that's why author is balancing Crusoe's character, right? And he has no qualms in being a slave trader. And after he rescues Friday from the cannibals, the first word he teaches him is to call him master. That shows, that's a, what we can say, that attitude of Robinson Crusoe, right? That's he has attitude, and he wants to listen master for him, because he saved Friday's life. So that is something, that's a less desirable quality. Throughout the novel, Crusoe remains a complex and contradictory character. So Crusoe is not very simple and innocent person. He's a kind of contradictory character, and little bit complex character. This is the beauty, which is, that's a character is painted by Daniel Defoe. And then the whole story revolves around the Robinson Crusoe. He is the hero. There is no much family members, and it's not social novel. It's an adventurous novel, right? And that is Robinson Crusoe, right? So everything is around Robinson Crusoe. This is the main character of the novel. Now, next character, Friday. Friday is a native who is saved from the cannibals by Robinson Crusoe. So he is saved by Robinson Crusoe, and he becomes a willing servant, eager to learn English and do Crusoe's bidding, right? So he is willingly, he accepts. He is a black person, black like a skin fellow, but he is very submissive, very generous, and he surrenders himself in front of Robinson Crusoe, and he is willingly accept to obey the person, and that's a servant, and eager to learn English, and he is a learner also, and do Crusoe's bidding, and he obeys Crusoe's order without making any question. He also stands in emotional contrast to Crusoe, right? And that's a he is more emotional than Crusoe. Gentleman, right? Gentle by heart. And whereas Crusoe shows little emotion, never seeming to miss his parents or wanting close ties to others, he enjoys alone, right? On the other hand, Friday displays strong emotions. He jumps and cries and laughs when he finds his father. So Friday has emotions of different kind of emotions, right? So he jumps, he cries when he finds his father. But Robinson is self-centered kind of fellow. He enjoys himself. He does not show much interest and emotions for his parents or other relatives or someone. But Friday shows Friday is emotional fellow. He's an emotional fellow, and he becomes closely attached to Crusoe, and is very loyal, and he attached with Crusoe, and volunteering to die for Crusoe, and he is very loyal to Crusoe whenever and he is ready to die for Crusoe. Friday is also intellectual. We have learned that he's an intellectual fellow, intelligent, and learns quickly. He is brave and willingly follows Crusoe into combat with cannibals. And he is a very brave personality, and that's why he is ready to, he fights with cannibals, right? So these are the qualities of Friday. That's a black skin body, black skin person, but very much obedient, loyal, generous, right? Fighter, and what we can say, that's a learner. So these are the Friday's quality. Now next characters, minor characters. First of all, as novel opens, we see Mr. Crusoe and Mrs. Crusoe. Mr. Crusoe is Robinson's father, who warns him against wandering. So he warns Robinson not to, he suggests Robinson not to go for adventurous life. Instead, he should go for studies for advocate, because father wants him to become advocate, but he does not follow father's suggestion, right? And Robinson Crusoe's mother, Mrs. Crusoe, is urges him to listen to his father and stay at home. And she also requests, he not requests, she also suggests Robinson to be at home and lead a good and simple life, but he does not follow. Now next character we meet, Robinson Crusoe's friend. So friend urges him to join voyage to London. Actually one friend we meet very less, but yes, he suggests Robinson Crusoe to join the voyage to London, thereby setting Crusoe upon his life of adventurous, and this way he sets for adventurous life, right? Then next is Robinson Crusoe's wife. At the last phase, last ending of the novel, we meet Robinson Crusoe's wife, because Robinson Crusoe's wife marries Crusoe after he returns after 27 years from, and then but 28 29 years, because he's after his his spending his life in Ireland. He spent some time for in Brazil and other places. So then she gets married with Robinson, and then she bears three children. So Robinson is blessed to have three children. Now Friday's father, And then in the middle of the story we meet Friday's father, because Friday's father is rescued by Friday and Robinson Crusoe. So that's a from group of cannibals. So these are the characters. Then Portuguese captain. The Portuguese captain rescues Robinson Crusoe and Yuri after the two escape from slavery in Morocco. So in the story we find that the pirate attacked in a ship, and then they take them, and then anyhow Yuri and Robinson Crusoe, they try to escape, and they are able to manage, and then they come from them, right? So this is with the help of Portuguese captain. He rescues Robinson and Yuri. And then next character is the Spaniard. So that's a the Spaniard is a prisoner rescued from the natives by Robinson Crusoe, and together they make a plan to escape from the island. So that's the next character. Then Yuri. Yuri is a young slave boy who helps Robinson Crusoe escape captivity in Africa. So then they are, when they are captivated um, by people. So then Yuri helps Robinson Crusoe, and Yuri and Robinson Crusoe are able to manage to successfully able to manage to come to escape from that situation when they are captivated in Morocco, right? Next, English captain. The English captain helps Robinson Crusoe return from the island to England after Crusoe helps him overthrow a mutiny on his ship. So the English captain helps Crusoe return from the island to England after Crusoe helps him uh, overthrow a mutiny on his ship, right? The Moor. The Moor, whose name is Ismail, is the man whom Robinson Crusoe tricks into helping supply the longboat, and whom Crusoe then pushes into the water as he and Yuri escape from slavery. So that's a what does happen to Moore by Robinson Crusoe and Yuri. When story we discuss story, then we will discuss about one of the Moore's name Ismail, right? So he's the man whom Robinson Crusoe tricks into helping supply the longboat, and whom Crusoe then pushes into the water. So that's that this Moore or Ismail, his name is Ismail, is pushes into the water by Yuri and Robinson Crusoe. So we will meet him when we discuss the story. Then the pirate. The pirate is a Moroccan sea captain who takes Robinson Crusoe into slavery, and that's why Robinson Crusoe. So that's a this pirate. That's a Moroccan sea captain, and he takes over the ship, and then Robinson Crusoe and other crew member along with Yuri, and then they all are captivated by this pirate. Then Wells. Wells in Robinson Crusoe's neighbor in Brazil, right? Who owns the nearby plantation? A small character, minor character, right? Now, at the end, what happens in the novel? We are, of course, in next slide we are going to discuss the novel, but here I am telling you at a glimpse. It describes, the novel describes how Robinson Crusoe, desiring adventure, ignores his parents' advice and embarks on a sea voyage. And then he embarks for sea voyage. His ship is shipwrecked, and he finds himself stranded alone on a deserted island. Something goes wrong again, twice or thrice, and finally uh, his bad luck, we can say that. But uh, third time, when he before he is reaching an island, so that ship is shipwrecked, and then he finds that the stranded alone place. deserted island where he spends many years in isolation before encountering cannibals. So he has to encounter with cannibals and eventually being rescued, and finally he is rescued, right? So that's a character. So thank you so much, and I think your questions are always most welcome. Please contact me. Hindi wala video also I'm going to make very soon. Thank you so much. God bless you.